All right, getting down to it. So we tore this engine apart already. Here's the original crankshaft, the stock crankshaft with the stock flex plate. Yes, the Chrysler 360 had a 4-bolt, tiny little fix plate that hooked directly up to the torque converter, which looks like that. And this is a Torque Flight 727 transmission. It's a great transmission. That thing's bulletproof. It's fantastic. It's going to go in our Dodge Dart, unless I can find me a 4-speed, in which case we will swap that out for a 4-speed. All right, so we're going to continue to use our stock rocker arms. These heads we're getting rid of. We're putting a new camshaft in, timing set. That cover we'll continue to use. The alternator's old. We're not going to use that. We're not going to use the intake manifold. The old points, coil, and condenser crap is going out the door. It's 1972. Well, that's 1972. And it is 2020. Got our 360 block. Fresh back from the machine shop. Got a little oil on it right there. Stuff we got. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. We've cleaned off all the surfaces. We've oiled the journals and the bores, and we are taping it off so that we can paint it. I know, don't give me crap about it. I know it's supposed to be Chrysler engine blue because it's in 1972, but because it's a 360 and because I like Chrysler engine orange, and this is a 72, you can see right there, 72 casting, I'm gonna make it Chrysler engine orange, because that's cooler. We got our mains here. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are back with our rear main seal. Everything all right here, all put into place. That has been line honed. It has been bored 60 thousandths over. And I'm just taping up these little spots right here. I'm about to take a hammer to it and chisel it out, and we're going to paint all the surfaces Chrysler engine orange. In case you're wondering how to identify a Chrysler block, they're very easy. The stampings on the side are pretty simple to get to. Give you that right there. Okay, this one is 4/17/1972. And you can see that the main here is 1/7/72. All right, these are all Z mains. They all match up. Okay, and you can tell it's a 360 because on the side over here it says 360. All right, and there's the rest of the casting number. Pretty simple. Fords are a little more difficult. They got some cryptic ass shit, but it always says Ford right there. Coincidentally, this block, 1972, 4/17/72, is going into a 1972 Dodge Dart. Did it come out of the Dodge Dart? No, it did not. This 360 actually came out of that van right over there. But we're gonna put it in our Dodge Dart. As we tape this together, we're more interested in the tape sticking together than we are about sticking to the block. We don't want the overspray actually getting into the journals or anything like that, because then we have to go out there and sand it out, and we don't want to do that because we could take material off, and that's not our goal. Our goal is to just tape it up, and then we're going to take a hammer to it, and I'll show you what I mean by taking a hammer to it here in just a second. This is the oil filter, where the oil filter bolts on right here. You could tape over that whole thing, but I'm going to just take this part off since it's nice and clean, and we will plug the hole and tap around it to make a nice tape seal right inside of there, and make sure that our oil, let's see where I got oil plugs and everything. This has all been machined, so it's good. New freeze plugs and everything. So we're just gonna tape up, we're gonna press right inside this seal right here, and then we're gonna take a razor blade and we're gonna cut right around that seal, that lip right there. All this can be exposed and will be painted, but everything inside of here we don't want painted. All right, this technique might annoy the hell out of some people, but it means for some really good tight lines. You just go ahead and smack the crap out of the tape. Just tap it a little bit. all the way around. And look, you got yourself a really nice tight tape line. So the question I had, the same question you probably had, is hitting it with a hammer better than taking a razor blade and scraping it across? Yes, it is, and I'll tell you why. I've done both. I get better lines with this. Here's why I get better lines with this. When you hit it with a hammer, you're actually taking the edge off and sealing it down to the edge. When you do it with a razor blade, you're actually lifting it as you go along, so it doesn't have a tendency to pull up. So I'll go with the hammer technique myself personally. I mean, you do whatever suits you, but this works for me. And I stole this from somebody somewhere. Don't remember where, but it works really well. Nice and clean. All right, so here's what we got. We got Chrysler orange. This is the original DE 1622 engine color. This is Duplicolor. It's a good heat base. I've used this before. It's a good brand. They're not paying me for this, so get your own brand. Actually, they're not paying me for this, but it's a really, really, really good engine paint, and I like it a lot. But before you do that, always make sure you hook up your fan in a well-ventilated area. We're gonna half-ass this. Be sure to shake well. Here we go, first coat of Chrysler engine orange. Sorry, the shop's a little dirty. There we go. Nice light coat to begin with. Let it sit for a second. This is why doing this with one hand sucks. Do I care if I'm getting my engine thing? No, I don't. I really don't. All right, here we go. All nicely painted. Beautiful. Dried off. And pretty. Yes. Very pretty. Chrysler engine orange. Good little shaped block. Ready to go and ready to be built. And oiled. Keep it from rusting. There we go. Yeah, that's a Cummins back there in the background, if in case you were wondering. Ooh, nice and smooth, good, not scratching off. Dried off for a couple of days. Yeah, looks good. I like it. We didn't do a whole lot back here because it's going to be hidden by the bell housing anyway. I just did that to, well, for the hell of it. For the halibut. But you see those lines? Nice and smooth lines right there. That's from hammering. Nice and smooth lines. Now, of course, you don't smack the crap out of it. You just kind of tap it a little bit just to get the tape to cut. We're not done with this block, though. We still have to get rid of all this flashing and clear out the oil passages so that we've got good oil flow. We're going to bore all those out with our Dremel, and then we're going to take this back and get it cleaned up again in the machine shop and put it back. We're not going to get it machined, obviously, because we've already done that, but we're going to get it cleaned once we get all this, because you don't want all this crap right here. It's going to land. I'm going to try to tape up this because these are brand new cam bearings, and I'm going to fill all that in with some paper towels or something, a bunch of towels to keep the flashing from falling down in there. But you still want to get it cleaned. You don't want any kind of debris or anything inside your bearings or your journals or anything like that. That's going to be real bad for the longevity of this engine if you do that. So, ooh, greasy. So there she is. It is a fully machined, fully painted Chrysler 360 block. So again, this thing is bored 60 thousandths over, and it is going to be stroked to 4 inches, which the original 360 was not a 4-inch stroke. It was a 3.83, I think, or 3 something or other. I don't know off the top of my head. I'm tired. It's late. But either way, the combination of the bore and the stroke when I'm done with this will be about 415 cubic inches, 414 point something or other. We'll round up to 415 cubic inches. And I'm hoping to put out somewhere between 480 and 550 horsepower. Just depends on what kind of pistons we use, what cam we use, what heads I use. All that plays into what kind of horsepower we're going to get. Depends on the compression ratio. If we go to I'm thinking more of a 9.5 or 9.8 to 1 rather than a 10.5 to 1, somewhere in that range, because I want to be able to run it on pump gas. But at the same time, we're going to go naturally aspirated originally, but I don't know if maybe in the future I want to put some nitrous in it, or maybe I want to put some boost on it. You never know. We'll see. And the higher that compression ratio is, you're not going to be able to run pump gas with boost. So, at least not on the street anyway. So we're going to want to build something that's definitely streetable. Ew, it's dirty in there. See, again, that's why we're going to have to clean it, because it sits here in the shop and it gathers all that crud. Blech. That is also why we keep it covered. All right, well, there you go. That is our Chrysler 360. See you next time.